Good day, comrades. Yesterday, I put out video remake of my somewhat useless invention. That was a 10-year anniversary yesterday, or maybe today, but I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And so, this video is about that. And the reason I am making this video is to make confession right here in this truck stop in Casper, Wyoming. Is very miserable place. So I figure, what place better than Casper, Wyoming? And the admission and the confession is that this accent is completely fake. Yeah, that's right. That's how I actually sound. The accent is completely fake. Like so many have suspected that I am Russian, I'm not Russian. As far as I know, I am not Russian. However, I am Eastern European. Both of my parents came here from Poland in the mid-70s. I was born and raised in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. I now reside in Arizona. But growing up, everybody, all the older generation in my family has a very thick, heavy Eastern European or Polish accent. And so it comes natural to me because I'm just so accustomed to hearing people talk like that. From the time that I was growing up, from the time I was very little, that's what I heard. Like, for example, when I would be doing something stupid, which was pretty often, my dad would look at me and he would say, "Hey, don't piss me off." Obviously, I did anyways because it was funny. But that's the older generation in my family. They all have heavy accents. So when I made the video, I thought it would be so much funnier with that sort of accent. And I thought in general that kind of accent is really funny because it has that tinge of confusion and not understanding, and because the nuance, the little inflections or mispronouncing things incorrectly, it's just funny. Now, I'm not laughing at people with accents, naturally, because I come from that kind of family, but accents are just funnier. For example, like, I have an accent right now, Chicago, American English accent. Everybody's got an accent, so to make fun of accents is kind of stupid because you'd be making fun of yourself, even though you don't realize that you yourself have an accent. And the reason I'm coming out with this is because I've just kind of grown tired of doing the accent, and I have a really hard time rapidly talking, and I have to keep editing and messing with stuff. And I just want to be me on this channel. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do the accent, but for the most part, it's going to be the real me, who I am and how I sound. What does that mean for the channel? Well, not a whole lot. I'm going to keep doing the same kind of videos I have been doing. Stupid things that people say, observations and such like that, and just sharing general things that I find interesting or funny that I see on the road and such like that. And I'm going to try to do that with a much greater frequency. In the past few weeks, I kind of lost my zest for making videos, and it's mostly because of the accent thing. Like, yeah, I know it's funny, but again, it's not me, and I felt sort of out of place doing it all the time. So I figured I would do the 10-year anniversary video for the somewhat useless invention, and then I'm going to come out with this video where here's who I really am, and maybe I'll lose subscribers because of that, maybe not, I don't know, and it doesn't really matter to me. So for the remainder of this video, we're going to take a look at some things that I've found funny or interesting or what have you. For example, like this picture of my dog trying to look very cute, and I think she's doing a pretty good job. That's when she was still a little bit younger. Then there's the photo of this thing. I'm not exactly sure if that's a hornet or a wasp or what, but I saw that in Washington and it scared the hell out of me. And it almost got into my window, which was even more terrifying because then people would have called the cops and said that there's the sounds of a little girl screaming. Then there's this photo of me and my fiance at Disneyland, and I'm wearing some sort of alien Mickey Mouse hat sort of thing. I don't know. Here's another photo of two of my dogs, Daisy and Harley, sleeping together, looking all cute, which is nice because for the most part, they are trying to tear each other's throat out. So that's a pretty rare photo. Then there's the photo of, well, this pair of underwear, which I pulled off on an on-ramp in Arizona. And I looked over out my window and lo and behold, there's a pair of underwear right outside my window hanging in the bush. I don't know what size underwear they are, no idea. I don't know if even somebody crapped in them. I wasn't about to touch them, approach them, or anything. However, I do suspect that those underwear belong to this guy, who I saw at a truck stop somewhere, I don't remember where, but holy shit. Look at that crack, man. I'm surprised that guy's not a plumber, because that guy's got a whole lot of crack. There's an old joke when I was little, you got more crack than Harlem, and that's true for this guy. He was just letting it all hang out. He's got no shame whatsoever. Then there's this picture of me trying to look sexy and majestic AF. And I was just sitting around in an office bored because I was waiting for my trailer to be loaded. Then there's a photo of this speed limit sign at a customer where the speed limit is 37.5 miles per hour. Now, I imagine they got this speed limit from a bunch of people sitting around a table, you know, pencil pushers. Like, we need an idea. We need to do something to validate why we're here. Ha! Safety! 37.5 miles per hour on the premises. And it's so weird that it might make people think that they put some kind of complex equation into this and that they came out with 37.5 miles per hour as being the safest possible speed you can drive in that lot. Here's some photos of the Bonnie and Clyde car, shot up with bullet holes. This is the exact vehicle that they were driving when they were brutally murdered. And I say murdered because, well, that's what happened. Not saying whether they deserved it or not, but yeah, that's their car riddled with bullet holes. Very cool. And you could find that car at Whiskey Pete's Truck Stop and Casino, which is located on Interstate 15, right at the border of California and Nevada. Then there's this place, Tattoo Barber Shop. Is it a tattoo shop or is it a barber shop? Or maybe it's both, which sounds kind of weird, but think about it. You sit down in a chair to get your shave and haircut, and in the meantime, you're getting a tattoo somewhere. I don't know. It's a weird combination. I forgot where I saw it, but I'm sure it was somewhere down south because they do weird things down there. Here's another photo of my little dog Harley looking very cute. And then there's this photo of her looking completely possessed. There's a picture of me and some of my family members from the Guardians of the Galaxy Disneyland ride. And I decided that I was going to pinch my nipples as they snapped the photo. Here's a picture of a box filled with soda can tops that we found in a park. And that's just weird. I'm thinking a serial killer left it when he was disposing of a body or something. I don't know. That's just weird. A big shoebox filled with soda can tops. Like, who collects that? Not so much who collects that, but why do you take that to the park? Like, I don't know. Forget it. Then there's this picture of a woman's license plate that says sad mom. And if I was driving a Hyundai Tucson, I would probably be very sad as well. There's a picture of my truck having peed itself in somebody's parking lot. That was very embarrassing for me. There's a picture of me driving across the surface of the planet Hoth. For anybody who's seen Star Wars, that was in Wyoming, I believe, not too long ago, and it was pretty terrifying. There's a picture of me trying to look sexy while nibbling on a box of sardines. And yes, I am a huge fan of sardines. I know most people find them disgusting, but I love them. Then there's this picture of me looking completely confused. Then there's this picture of a bird stuck in another driver's grill. He must have hit it while he was driving because I was fueling up and I noticed something poking out the front, and I looked closer and I said, whoa, that's definitely dead. And that looks like a bird. So that happened. And finally, here's a photo of me trying to look sexy and majestic while wearing lipstick. Now, you might think that's weird, but there's a very good reason for that. The reason is that not too long ago, for my birthday, I was trying to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I told people in my timeline, whoever donates will receive a thank you card from me that's sealed with a kiss. So when I say I'm going to do something, I actually do it. So I had to go out, buy lipstick, put it on, and seal the letter with a kiss. And the reason I have no problem doing things such as that is because I don't have any dignity. So it's not embarrassing and it simply doesn't matter to me. And somebody's going to get a good laugh out of that, as I hope you guys have. So to all of you who might be disappointed that I'm not actually Russian, the consolation prize is that I am Eastern European and my ancestors were oppressed by Russians. So there's that connection, and I think that's a relatively good consolation prize. This video is coming to you guys from the depressing town of Casper, Wyoming, which is famous for not being Detroit. Sorry about all the fog. I took a little toots on the vaporizer. Anyways, I'm going to try to... No, I'm not going to try. Do or do not. There is no try. That's what Indiana Jones said, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload more frequently, just the same as I have before, the same kind of content at least, with more frequency, and also, I lost my train of thought. My train of thought has completely derailed. Same content, just without the accent. But every now and then, I'll bring the accent back. Or I might do a different accent. For example, if I'm making fun of truck drivers, I might talk like this, 'cause that's how they sound. I can't understand you, dang old Yankee. Get it up on my way, tell you what. Most truckers are good old boys from Dixie. Now, if you don't know what a good old boy from Dixie is, a good old boy from Dixie, or people from Dixie in general, are the type of people that have sexual relations with their brothers and sisters and such like that. So me enunciating makes me a minority in the trucking industry, which is just fine. You know, I get along with them for the most part sometimes, but I do poke fun because, I mean, I can't understand what you're saying 99% of the time. And it's funny when some of these guys talk about people who can't speak English, such as Hispanics, and it's like, hey, Jethro, I don't understand what you're saying, and you are speaking English. I think that's worse than somebody who doesn't speak English and I don't understand it, because that's, normal. But when you're speaking English and I don't understand you, that's a huge problem. Dang. All right, here's that video of me driving through the paper processing plant. I know I talk way too much, even more so, when I don't have to do the accent, I can kind of think about what I'm going to say rather than thinking about maintaining the accent or what I'm going to say and how. So here's the video. Thanks for watching. I will be back with another video very soon.